Hi there and welcome to my next vlog. For this video I'm recording it on Monday the 19th of August and I'm going to be going back to Monday the 12th of August through to Sunday the 18th. I realised after I'd put my last video online that there was something that I'd forgot to mention that I'd spent last weekend doing, which was setting up a split screen stream for myself and my husband. We set up OBS to use an NDI source of his screen so that you'd be able to see both of us playing at the same time while we were obviously talking to each other while we were streaming, and that seemed to be working great. What I've realised this weekend though is that OBS closed itself down a few times while I was streaming, and on about the third time I tried to see how much processor power that OBS was using, and it had completely spiked along with my memory usage whenever the NDI source was up and running, and as soon as I turned it off everything went back to normal and OBS stopped crashing and everything was fine. It does seem to be a common problem. There's a few people who've mentioned the same issue, but I can't find a way to resolve it at the moment or stop it completely or prevent it happening. So if anyone is aware of the issue and you know a bit of a workaround, then do let me know, because it's a bit of a shame that we can't get that working. As I say, not really sure why it's happening, but one of those things. So as I say, do let me know if you've heard the same and if you've got any suggestions for us to try anything out. Apologies for the quick break in the video. I just wanted to add that about an hour after I finished recording, my husband and I worked out the problem between OBS and the NDI sources. I had some things duplicated that was causing some problems and causing OBS to crash, and now that should have been sorted and all resolved, ready to go for future streams. So I'm guessing this video will be quite short. Between Monday and Thursday this week, all my husband and I played was Apex Legends. I did stream from Tuesday to Thursday, but Monday we played offline. Tuesday the 13th was the start of the Iron Crown event in Apex Legends, which is a limited 2-week event which actually enables people to play in solos mode for the first time ever. There's some new cosmetic loot available, which just seems to be a bit of a nightmare to get hold of. I think you basically have to pay for whatever you want, and those loot crates are also random. So even though it does say you can buy the number of loot crates you need to get the items and then the legendary item that's also available, it costs over £100 to get all those crates, which is obscene, honestly. There's no way to get them in game that I can see, and as I say, we've played all week. I don't think you're able to. You do get points as you play to unlock certain things, like frames or a couple of weapon cosmetics that you do get by playing, but you can't get all of those either as far as I know. So it's a bit of a shame really that they've put this event in and just gated everything that actually looks decent. On Thursday the 15th I actually tried my first solo match, which went incredibly well. I think I did better in solos than I normally do in a squad. I actually came second. I killed 2 people and I did over 400 damage, which for anyone that's watched me stream is just incredible because I don't normally. I did try and panic record the end of the game, and I'd actually had my OBS software set up to record another episode of Doom, so I had all my Doom headers on, and as it turned out I came second anyway, which was a bit of a shame, but better luck next time. So speaking of Doom, on Friday the 16th I did get to play another episode, which is available on YouTube, but that's all I got to play on Friday night because I was actually out at a friend and colleague's works leaving do. On Saturday the 17th I did another episode of Doom, which was actually the final episode in my playthrough. I completed the full game and saw the most incredible end game credit sequence I've ever seen. It's phenomenal. I've actually clipped the end credit sequence and put it on my YouTube channel. It does contain spoilers for enemies and certain levels within the game, but if you haven't seen it and you want to, I would urge people to go and watch it. It's phenomenal. It's by far the best end sequence I've ever seen in any game, and I've watched it probably about 5 times now just because I love it so much. It's just so good, so well done, and such a love letter to the entire game and the entire franchise. Also on Saturday I started a new playthrough of one of my favourite games ever from Supergiant Games called Bastion. This playthrough is going to be supporting the Royal National Lifeboat Institution, otherwise known as the RNLI. To round the evening off, my husband and I played Apex Legends and Overwatch, and this weekend was the first weekend for Overwatch where they've got their new team roles in place for competitive play. What that now means is whenever you go into competitive play, you have to pick a role first of all, which will be tank, damage or support, and every team has 2 tanks, 2 damage, 2 support, which used to be how everyone played. And then things started to change in competitive play with 3 tanks, 3 support. Blizzard basically said that it wasn't really fun for people to watch, even though it did seem to be working in competitive, so they've put in this team role system to try and encourage people to play roles that are more suitable for the game. Instead of you going into a match, you have 1 tank, no support, everyone's playing snipers, so it's to try and discourage that sort of behaviour. You can still play the standard mode in arcade, but eventually the team roles will also be rolled out into quick play. I completed the competitive matches for support and I got a result of 2-1-2-6, which was a qualification in gold, so I was super happy with that. I only played Moira, who tends to be one of my favourite healers, but I do know I need to branch out. I do also like Mercy and Lucio, but Moira's just so fun to play. She's so quick around the battlefield and I just really enjoy her style of game. I also did the qualifying matches for tanks and I played as Orisa for those matches and I came out as 1912, which is silver, which is fine. I guessed that it wasn't going to be as good as my support, even though Orisa's probably one of my strongest tanks. I think we didn't do so well in the matches. I think we lost quite a few. There aren't really that many tanks that I'm good at. I'd love to be good at someone a bit more mobile like D.Va, but every time I get her ultimate I seem to mess it up and I'm just not very strategically good with the other tanks, but obviously still need a bit more practice there because I do tend to stick to the ones that I'm most familiar with. We haven't as yet done the qualifying matches for damage, so we'll probably get around to those either at some point this week or this weekend coming, so I'll let you know how I do as those, and I'm guessing I will probably try and qualify with someone like Soldier or Junkrat maybe, even though again Junkrat's ultimate I always seem to mess up, but we'll see how that goes. I still think my strongest is going to be support, which is what I'd guessed all along really. So yesterday, Sunday the 18th, I made my introductory video for my playthrough of Bastion, which is now live on YouTube, as well as 3 episodes that I've recorded. They're each around 20 minutes long, so quite short and sweet, and as I say, that's all supporting RNLI. So do take a look. It's just the most stunning game. I love the artwork. I love the soundtrack especially. It just gives me goosebumps thinking about it. And if you've not seen anything of the game, it's an isometric game where the levels build up around you as you move around, and each of your movements and your fights and things like that are narrated by a gentleman called Logan Cunningham, who actually plays a character in the game. And just everything about the way it comes together is just stunning, and I haven't played it for years. I think it was 2011 that I played it last, so going back to it now it still gives me chills and I can't wait to get through it and finish it. And if you've got any interest at all, go and have a look. It's stunning and it's one of my favourite games. So as I say, quite short and sweet this week. It's all about Apex again for us this week. So I will come back next week with another video just to let you know what I've been up to over the coming week. So thanks very much for watching and I'll talk to you all then. Bye for now.